Okay, we're back on lesson 8. This is part C, and I need to make a correction because I actually skipped something and did something wrong. So I'm going back on page 259 to make a correction. On my shirt back, I neglected, well, actually, I did the steps wrong. And what I need to do is I need to go back in and repair this. So I'm going to select my front sleeves in my shirt back layer. Now let me zoom back out. Let me go to view and show fit all in window. And this was where I made a mistake, and I realigned the sleeves to the wrong shirt. So what I need to do now is I need to go back in, shift click and select the shirt back, click again on the shirt back to make that the primary layer, primary object. Now I'm going to horizontally align center, and that will move those front sleeves to the back. And I realize it's still named front sleeves, but that's perfectly fine. We don't need to change that. Now, the other thing that I did, I'm going to click off to deselect. And the other thing that I noticed that I have done incorrectly is that I have in my front collar, there's the front collar, and when I moved the group into the front collar, I neglected to move the front sleeves along with it. So what I'm wanting to do next is to take, well, actually it was the tag for the front sleeves was supposed to get moved, and I did something wrong with that. So what I have to do next is looking at my group that was the pieces of the front collar. That front collar group is supposed to get moved up and placed into the front collar section. And when I did my, I've got my front sleeves and I've got my front collar. Now I think I've got everything ordered exactly the way it's supposed to be. It looks like these layers are correct. I now have my shirt sleeves where they're supposed to be. And the other thing that I need to do is take the, now I have the front collar group placed in with the shirt front group, which is front collar, yeah. And when I did that, I neglected to grab this group and drag it up and place it in there with the, it should be on shirt front. No, it should be in front collar. Yes, that is correct. I believe the placement of that should be correct. So I have my front collar. I'm looking at the diagram on page 262, the bottom one, and I should have my front collar should have both the group in it and the this tag. And I think that's the way that's supposed to be. So we're going to pick up again with pasting layers. Now to complete the shirts, we're going to copy and paste the remaining pieces of artwork from the other section. Now if you need to go up and reset your essentials, if I don't think we've really moved anything around, so that may be superfluous. But we'll go now to File, Open, and open the pattern. And once you have that open, you can see how the layers are organized. And if you click off on each of the layers, you can see how they interact with each other. This is a shortcut key that you need to know about. You hold your control key and click on the eye, and that should isolate. No, it's not control, it must be alt I. Alt-I will allow you to, Alt and click on the eye will allow you to show just the layer that you have selected. So you can isolate a single layer. If you hold down your control button and click on an eye, you're going to see the outline version of that layer, and we will be using that again as well. So we have everything showing again, and we're going to select all, or Control A to select all, Control C or edit copy. You can then close the pattern and say no, because we now have this saved to the clipboard, and we're simply going to paste. Now we've pasted the object in, and oh, I forgot to do something. Let me Control Z on that. I need now to go in and select Paste Remembers Layers. I do have that selected, so but I skipped that. Go in and select, so that you get a check mark next to Paste Remembered Layers. That is going to allow you to paste and have the layers put back in just the way you had seen them before. So they came up at the top. Now, we have that. The artwork is pasted into the layers from where it was copied, and it doesn't matter which layer was active in the layers panel. Everything's going to be pasted into the active layer, and the layers from the original file are not pasted in. So what we've done now is we've saved those as separate layers, but because they're pasted in now, we want to move the newly pasted layers into the pattern front layer. So we are going to look at the pattern front in the drop down, and let's find pattern front. I have pattern back, pattern front. So let me collapse a couple of items here so that we can see pattern front, and we're going to select the print 3 layer and shift click to select the print 1 layer, and we're going to drag those down into the pattern front. So just pull them, and when you get that the highlight on the layer, release, and that puts those in. And next we're going to change the order that they appear, because we want them to be print 1 on top. So we're going to go to the drop down menu in the panel and select new layer, sublayer options, and isolation. Sorry about that. I'm looking for reverse order. New sublayer, make an I don't have them selected. That's why it's grayed out. Reverse order, and now we have print 1 on top, print 2, and print 3. Okay, so now you can deselect, and you can collapse pattern front for the moment, and you can even collapse shirt front if you haven't got that collapsed. Next, we are going to be working again with the layers panel, which lets you hide layers, sublayers, and now we're going to be working with viewing in outline. Now we want to zoom in on the collar up top so that you can see what's going on. Let's go to view outline, just so that you can see that we have that label in there that says T. Now, if you try to select it, you're not going to be able to. Well, you can in outline, but sometimes it's easier if you are looking at a selection only in outline. So let's go back to view and preview. we want to look at the collar in outline mode so that we can see what's going on with the rest of the artwork. Now this can be a useful tool for any time you need to see all the artwork in a given layer, sublayer, or in a group. Now in the layers panel, click the disclosure triangle for shirt front so that you can see the layer content. Now if you control click or command click on a Mac on the shirt collar, front collar, on the eye icon, that's going to let you see the the outlines rather than seeing, you know, the text. Now if you can possibly select the words T, but most of the time if you click on this, because that is in the background, you're going to be able to pick up the collar itself. And so what you're going to do next, locate object, which is going to give you the drop down and show you everything that, because we only have one part of that selected. So we are going to have all of this, yeah, this is all picked up and selected. And what we're going to do is go to Object, Arrange, Send to Back, which should put the group behind the T. Yes, it did. So the collar group is now behind the piece that was labeled T. And now when we go back to view and, oh, rather not in there, I want to go back here and control click and bring the collar back. Now in the book they have you go to view, fit all in window, and they have you hide. Let's see, we go to option, click to the on shirt back. So let's find shirt back. Excuse me. And so if you let's see, alt click on the visibility for shirt back, it hides everything except the shirt back. And you can either option click back again in the layers panel. You want to do show all layers so everything comes back.